Are you not quite sure what somatic yoga even is? Then this is the perfect class to start with. We'll take yoga poses that you're already familiar with and add somatic movement to them so you feel extra open and nourished. I recommend having 2 blocks close by for this practice. You may want to start with your blocks closer to the top of your mat for handy access, and then make your way down all the way onto the back side of your body into constructive rest. Have the soles of your feet land on the mat. Walk your feet wide to the edges of your mat and allow your knees to knock in towards each other. Your hands can come to rest on your belly, your ribs, or flare your arms wide, palms shine up towards the sky, your choice. Wherever you choose to land your hands, if it feels comfortable to do so, close down your eyes or soften your gaze and allow your breath to begin to slow. Imagine your back widens into the mat. With each exhale, the low back spreads wider towards the edges of your mat. Allow your chest to soften as your shoulder blades glide away from each other. And your shoulders press wider into the mat as well. Think of flattening into the earth here, becoming one with the ground as you ease yourself into this practice, using your breath to help you slow down your thoughts, get out of your head, and tune more into your body. On your next inhale, fill all the way from the base of your belly up to your chest, collarbones lift. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Once more, just like that. Sucking in every last little bit of air, audible sigh out, make noise. Allow your knees to separate and walk your feet back into about hip-width distance apart. Heels scoot towards your sit bones, option to keep your eyes closed or flutter them open. Find little robot arms here. By pressing the backs of your arms and elbows into the mat, fingertips reach to the sky. And push into your feet as you lift your hips up towards the sky, bridge pose. Inhale here, lift a little bit higher. Think of sending your tailbone towards the top edge of your mat so you lengthen low back. And then start to dip your right hip down, almost like you're trying to take a scoop of ice cream with your right hip. Then with your left. So right hip dips lower, then scoops up. Left hip dips lower, then scoops up. It's okay if it feels a little weird, opening through the low back here. Taking these little scoops, almost like you're making a figure 8 with your hips. And then on your next exhale, start to slowly begin to lower the hips back to the mat. Continue to do these scoops, figure 8s, whatever feels best in your body. All the way down to the mat. It's okay if you start to brush the ground and eventually come to land back to center, pressing low back into the mat. Inhale, re-lift hips up. Think of lifting your heart towards your chin as you press your hip flexors up towards the sky. Then maybe you try the other side this time first. Left hip scoops, then right. An option to take multiple breaths as you lower yourself all the way down, or one long exhale. Almost like you're doing a little bit of a dance here. How far can you get your hips out to the side and then pull them back to center? And then slowly releasing low back down to the mat. Inhale, lift your hips high once more. This time a more traditional yoga variation. Option to interlace your hands behind your low back. Gently press outside of your palms into the ground, so hips elevate a little bit higher. Release the interlace. Slowly release spine back down to the mat, one vertebra at a time. How long can you land your spine onto the ground? Hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe you take a little rock from side to side here. Or draw some circles with your knees. Press all parts of the low back into the ground. Switching directions if you're taking circles. An option to roll over to your right hand side and push yourself up, or hands to backs of thighs. Take a rock and roll forward and back. Coming all the way up, crossing your legs into a tabletop position, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Focus on your foundation here. Spread your fingertips wide. Push the tops of the feet or curled toes into the ground. Inhale, cow pose. Top of head and tailbone reach towards the sky. Exhale to round cat pose. Top of head and tailbone point towards the ground. Inhale, front side of body opens. Gentle hug of belly button in and up. Exhale, send the spot between your shoulder blades up towards the sky. Now you can stick with this traditional variation of a cat-cow here. This is perfectly fine. Or to add some somatic movement into it, maybe you start to rock yourself forward or back, moving through cat-cows here and just really playing with what feels good. There's no right or wrong way to do this. If there's any pinching or pain anywhere, then that's a sign that that doesn't feel great for you. Otherwise, just take this as an opportunity to explore what does feel good. I find that coming into a traditional cow and then rounding into cat and dipping my sit bones back towards my heels feels really good for the low back. But it might be the opposite for you. You could also try taking some barrel rolls or jump ropes, sending the ribs down to the side, up and to the other side. So you're rounding your spine not only up and down, but side to side as well. And sometimes you find a spot that you really like and you want to rest there and breathe into it. It's like dusting out all the cobwebs of all the areas that we don't necessarily get into in a traditional yoga practice. On your next inhale, come to a flat back. Exhale, thunderbolt. Settle your sit bones back onto your heels. Option to sit on a block between your thighs here if that feels more comfortable for the knees and ankles. Hands to thighs. And as you inhale, allow your hands to travel down your thighs towards your knees. Exhale, bend into the elbows. Allow your palms to guide back towards your hip creases. Inhale, hands forward. Option to close down your eyes. Really feel into the sensations of your palms. Exhale, pull the palms back. Maybe it feels nice to allow the whole palm to rub here. Or perhaps you experiment with just one finger on the thighs. Maybe you trace some shapes or some curvy lines as you come up. Maybe you try 2 fingers. Whatever feels best, stick with that. On your next inhale, fingertips travel back towards the knees, inviting an arch of the spine. Think cow-like shape. Exhale, round the spine as you pull the palms back. Send your heart back in space as you dip your chin towards your chest. Inhale to rock forward, tailbone is sent behind you. Exhale to rock back, belly button gently pushes air out of torso. Continue to move with your breath just like that. Making these as big or as small as you'd like. One more round of breath. On your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Remove the block out from underneath you. If you're sitting on one, come back into a tabletop position. Inhale, reach your right toes long behind you. Invite the heel up towards the sky, heart and gaze open forward. Exhale, step or carry the right foot through between your hands, low lunge. Inhale, arms dance up towards the sky as your left hip flexor dips towards the mat. Inhale, lift ribs up and away from the hips. Exhale, settle into the pose. Option to bring your right hand to your right hip, or you can use a block on any height setting beside your right hip. As you inhale, your left fingertips reach up and over, side bend towards the right. Once you land here, maybe you take some wrist circles or spread the fingers really wide and then create a fist. And send your breath down into your left hip socket and think of reaching up and over from this space with your fingertips. Come back into a more traditional side bend, release the twirling of the wrist. And then start to create almost cat-cow-like motions with your spine as you reach your fingertips forward and back. Almost like you're creating a rainbow shape on the ceiling if your fingertips were to brush the sky. One more breath. This exhale, both hands land to the inside of right foot. Pop up onto your back toes, walk to face the left long edge of your mat, wide-legged forward fold, toes slightly in, heels out. Allow yourself to dip forward between your legs. Option here to have your hands on the ground. You can also use blocks under your hands, or final option is to grab hold of your elbows and allow yourself to sway from side to side. When your hands leave the mat, there will be less grounding. It may feel a little bit more free. But if you find you're really in your head today, maybe hands on blocks or mat feels best as you allow yourself to dangle from side to side, like an old clock, moving left and right. And then come to stillness. Allow yourself to hang out of your hips. Head is as heavy as a bowling ball. Release your hands to the mat if they're not there already. Toes out, heels in. Bend deeply into your knees. Then goddess-like pose. Hands come to your thighs. Inhale, round your spine as you come all the way up to stand. Hands can stay on thighs. Exhale, arch the spine as you lead with your chest back down towards the mat. Fingers stay forward on thighs. Inhale to round up. Exhale, rebend into knees, heart dips forward. Inhale, this time lifting yourself upright a little bit. Push your palms firmly into your hands. Maybe take a little sway from side to side here. And then inhale, think of lifting your ribs up and away from your hips. Exhale, dip towards the top of your mat. Look over your front shoulder. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, dip, opposite shoulder, look towards the back edge of mat. Once more, each side. Inhale, this time coming through center, reach your arms up, almost like you're creating a big star shape. Spread your fingers wide. Exhale, warrior two. Right knee bends, left toes face the left long edge of your mat. Inhale, strain through your front leg, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. We'll flow like this. Exhale, release arms back down parallel with the mat as you rebend front knee. Inhale to reach, lifting from inner arches all the way to fingertips. Exhale to dip back down, warrior two. Once more. Land in warrior two. Inhale, flip your front palm, reach far forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Left hand can land on your left leg or pull behind your low back, whatever feels best. Inhale, straighten into your right front leg. Reach right fingertips away from right toes. Maybe you find some circles of the right wrist here. Creating even more space along right hand side of body. Deep inhale. Exhale, triangle trikonasana. Option to walk your back foot in slightly for a shorter stance. As you send your left hip back in space, right hand down towards the mat, left fingertips reach towards the sky. Option for block under your right hand. Maybe here too you find some wrist circles with your left hand. And then come to stillness with the wrist. Reach left fingertips high towards the sky. And then begin to press the left-hand side of your rib cage up towards the sky, like you're trying to create a rainbow shape with the side of the body. And then start to dip right-hand side of rib cage down towards your right thigh. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to dip down. Really explore all the range of your rib cage here. Finding even more nooks and crannies. Once more. Inhale back into a neutral spine. Look towards your right foot. Both hands reach towards the mat. Step your left foot forward, forward fold. Generous bend into your knees, arms dangle like you're holding on to a weighted bar, and slowly begin to peel yourself all the way upright. Head comes up last, shoulders roll up and away as palms shine forward. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms towards the sky. Exhale, bow over your legs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Spread your fingertips wide, bend as much into your knees as feels good so that you can prioritize a long spine. And here, begin to take some ripples of the spine by gently tucking the pelvis in, like you're trying to tuck your tailbone. And send that ripple all the way up your spine so the back of the heart reaches forward, and then heart melts back towards your thighs. If it feels unusual, if you've never done this before, this is okay. Try a few more times. So the movement starts in the hips, moves to the low back, mid back, upper back, slightly leaning forward, and then dipping back. Once more. This inhale, come to land, knees back to the ground, tabletop. Inhale, left toes reach up and back. Heart guides forward. Exhale, big step or carry through of the left foot to land between the hands. Low lunge, second side. Arms dance towards the sky. Gentle hugging in of the inner thighs together. Think of lifting up. Exhale, left hand to left hip or block. Reach the right fingertips up and over, side bend. Find wrist circles here or that opening and closing of the fist. And start to find that rainbow shape once more as we did on the first side. The right fingertips reaching forward and back, allowing the spine to round and arch ever so slightly. Giving yourself lots of time to play, to get used to this. Especially if you've never done somatic work before, it can feel a little bit odd. Sometimes it might even feel a little bit boring. That's all normal. Last inhale here. Exhale, hands land to the inside of left foot. Tuck your back toes, wide-legged forward fold. Bend into the knees as you allow yourself to hang here. Maybe you try differently from the first side with hands on the ground or grabbing elbows, whichever you choose. Allow yourself to float from side to side like a leaf being blown in the wind. It's gentle. You're totally at ease, supported by the roots of the tree, your legs. Goddess legs, toes out as you bend generously into your knees, hands to legs, palms gently push into thighs. Inhale, round through your upper back as you push yourself up. Exhale, dip yourself all the way forward. Inhale, round through the entire spine. Big exhale as you go back down. This time, push the palms into the legs, heart lifts. Exhale, dip towards the back edge of mat. Inhale through center. Exhale, dip opposite shoulder, look the way, opposite way of dip shoulder. Once more, each side, moving with your breath. Inhale to center. Exhale to dip and twist. Inhale, coming all the way upright, star pose. Get as big as you can, gaze may look up. Exhale, warrior two, second side, left knee bends, right toes face, right hand side of room. Inhale, strain through front leg, fingertips reach to sky. Exhale, push the air away as you release back into a warrior two. Move with your breath. Maybe you close down your eyes. Land in warrior two, flip your front palm, reach, reach, reach. Reverse, reaching over an imaginary giant beach ball. Inhale, strain through your front leg, reach your left fingertips away from left toes, and maybe you find some circles of the wrist. It can feel really nice. Maybe some creaks and cracks come in. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle. Maybe back foot walks in, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you find a block, maybe you don't. Lots of options. Support yourself here. Top right arm, may find some circles with the wrist once more, or opening fingers wide and crane to fist. Maybe a little mixture of both. Then come to stillness in your top arm and create an arch shape as you reach your right ribs up towards the sky. Exhale, dip left hand side of ribs towards the ground. Still trying to keep the right hip tucked under. Really isolate this movement into your ribs, up and down. And one more round of breath. Inhale back through center. Gaze looks towards the mat. Arms drift towards the mat as you step your right foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingertips to shins. Exhale, melt over your legs. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, arms land by your sides as you push the air away with your palms. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, re-reach arms to sky. Exhale, forward fold, head forward, tailbone back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, tabletop. Flip yourself all the way down onto the back side of your body, gently releasing to elbows, then flat on your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe you take some movement here, rocking or drawing circles once more with the knees. Pull the right knee in towards your chest. As you inhale, extend left leg. Supine twist, cross right leg over your torso. Reach your left or right arm towards right hand side of room. Right knee falls away. Gentle pressure, weight of your left arm, left hand gently guides you into the twist. Anchor your right shoulder to the mat and let your right knee drift away from this space. As you exhale, coming back through center, hug right knee in, curl your forehead towards your knee, and release. Shoulders, back of head, back down to the mat. Extend your right leg long, hug your left knee in this time. Right hand guides left leg across your torso. Reach left fingertips away from your knee. Release back to center. Left knee gently tugs towards your chest. Lift shoulders, head off the ground. Curl yourself in. Release upper back, arms, left leg extends long into Shavasana. Might feel nice to press your feet into the mat. Lift your hips slightly so you can extend your tailbone a bit longer towards top edge of mat. And then lengthen your legs, maybe shoulder blades scoot a little bit closer together to elevate the heart. Soften your gaze or close down your eyes as you take this time to integrate this new movement that you just explored and all the new spaciousness that you've just found in your body. Take one deep inhale, filling the torso. Audible sigh out. And gently begin to wiggle your fingertips and your toes. Rocking your head from side to side. And inviting movement into ankles and wrists. Take a deep inhale as you reach your toes and fingertips away from each other. And exhale to release. Draw yourself over to your right hand side into fetal position. And take your time as you push yourself all the way up into a comfortable seat. Bring your hands into prayer at your heart center and bow your head so your third eye meets your fingertips. Thank yourself for showing up on the mat today, for doing this act of self-love for your mind, body, and your soul. Lift your head back up. May you feel kind words. May you speak kind words. May you think kind words. Together, we bow forward and say thank you.
Yoga feels great, but sometimes it doesn't feel like it's enough. Insecurities, self-doubt, frustration, and anxiety still happen daily, and you wonder how yoga is supposed to help you get through these roadblocks when you're not on your mat. The secret? Your confidence. Uncover your courage and confidence by joining me for private, tailored yoga and coaching sessions that are practical so you can feel your life transform from the inside out.